Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Ship Drink Nation. I'm your host, Manny Olvera, and with me,
I'm Blake.
And we got an exciting episode for you today. We have the Karaoke King of the Midwest.
Yeah, he's brought the party to many bars, including Next Up, The Office, Corner Chill and Grill, and the Sunset Inn again.
He does private gigs too, the weddings, parties.
Yeah. All right, and welcome none other than DJ Schwen.
I know the drill, guys. Here you go. Let's start the party.
All right.
Oh, wrong side.
Think about it, man. Just go for it. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. Well, man, thanks for joining us today. I'm glad you made it in.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Good to be here.
Yeah, let me tell you a little something about the show, man. So this show is about the industry, you know what I mean? Like the bar industry, the nightlife, the restaurant industry.
Oh, yeah.
And I know you've been a big part of that. So that's why we have you as a guest, so we can talk about it, man. You know?
Yeah, I'm here.
Other than like plugging where, your shows or whatever, man, tell us a little something about it, man. Like, is there something missing in this industry right now? Is it hurting after COVID? I mean, what's up?
The COVID was a big transitional period. You always had that one thing at the beginning of every decade. This was the one we had. It kind of really set this next 10 years apart from everything else. I've never seen it my entire life. I think the last time they had something that big was right after World War I. That was like 1918. It's been over 100 years.
Yeah.
So,
It seems like the past 6 years, we see shit that we fucking never seen before.
Right.
There's always some shit going on, some crazy
wild.
bullshit, yeah.
So how'd you get involved in doing, so you're doing a lot of the karaoke stuff, but did you start DJing just in general, like doing weddings, or did you jump right into karaoke, or tell us your background a little bit.
Long, fun story.
How'd you get going?
I was in the Marine Corps back in 1998, and in 95 we're over in Japan, actually in Okinawa, and we're wandering around, 21-year-old Marines with beers in our hands, having a few beers on weekends, and they're singing to a TV set. I didn't know what the heck it was. I walked in and I was like, "What are they doing?" She's like, "Oh, you sing." I'm like, "Me sing?" So I got a microphone and I got a little card. It was back in the day before all the internet and stuff. They had a little card and a laser disc, and I picked a song out and off we went. And I sang "Tainted Love" by Soft Cell. I was terrible at it.
That was the first song ever? You remember your first song you ever sang?
Yeah, 1995.
I've heard you sing, and I've heard you know a lot of different songs, and you're pretty good, man.
Yeah,
you sound good. You make it sound real.
Trial and error. Yeah. So it's a lot of fun. I still love doing it every night. I do a show. It makes me happy. I mean, it's still as fun as it was from day one. So.
And that's crazy that you were in Japan when you first came across it.
Okinawa, Japan.
So I did a little research on karaoke, and so that's literally where the background of karaoke starts.
Yeah.
It all started over in Japan, and what's crazy is I was looking up different statistics about karaoke, and I've got one pulled up right here. The market size of the karaoke bar industry in the United States was forecast to reach $1.12 billion.
It ain't going nowhere.
In 2021. Yeah. That was in 2021.
And you got a little taste of that.
Yeah.
You're in there somehow.
Again, got out of the Marine Corps in 98, and I came home. I was on my GI Bill. I was an instructor in the Marine Corps. I taught close combat, like knife fighting and bayonet fighting and how to fire machine guns and stuff. And I really liked doing that. I taught like hundreds of privates. I was a sergeant. And I got out. I went to my GI Bill major in history to be a teacher. And I was, chasing girls around in the bars and the karaoke shows around Metro East, Illinois area. I just jumped on that. And I'm like, well, I started singing songs with me and goofy like I always am. And the guy goes, you want a job? I go, do what? He's like, DJ. I go, what is it? Well, it's $20 an hour and free beer. I'm like, all right, cool, let's do it. I'll moonlight that while I'm becoming a teacher. But
So this industry found you.
Oh yeah, they offered me. I didn't ask for it. I didn't ask
for you.
They came at me. Yeah, it was kind of weird.
Wow, and ever since, how many years has it been since you've been doing it?
In August, it was 24 years straight.
24 years.
Full-time DJ.
Good for you, man. You put up a good show, man. You got a good energy going. You get everybody going. You sing too, and then
I appreciate that.
That's pretty cool. And when you say that, you're a vet, and thanks for that. It's like meeting you. You're so down to earth. Like I wouldn't even know.
A lot of guys thump their chest and talk about what they did. I talk about what I'm trying to do, not what I did. I appreciate that, but it's just it made me the point where I can go in front of people and talk, and I don't have to worry about getting nervous and scared. I still get nervous before shows every once in a while.
Yeah,
really?
We were talking about this now that we've doing a couple episodes, it's starting to become a little easier, but there's just still something about getting up there for me singing karaoke that's a different world. I don't think I do it because
it's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody.
It's not a natural act.
But karaoke's like a weird thing though, because you get some people that come in and they're just blow it out of the water, and then some people are just there to have fun and get drunk and not care what they sound like. And so you see all walks of life like doing what you do.
Yeah, it's fun because people can now, they want to be a star, and for that 5 minutes, they are a star. They're actually on stage singing to people. They're actually doing what their dream was. Maybe they ain't good enough to realize that dream because it's hard to get that far. But just to get on stage and sing a song and have some fun.
Yeah, we have a segment called I Remember My First Drink.
Yeah.
And just people acting stupid. Do you have a story like of all the years you've been doing, or something just that went down? You're like, oh, what a fucking idiot. Or somebody like threw down your equipment or something like, oh, man.
There's some crazy stories. I mean, my stories have.
Do you remember one
about my stories? Yeah, it's just a lot of them. One girl got mad. She wanted to hear a song. I do a lot of club DJ scratch and mix and stuff back in the day too. The older I get, the kind of farther I get from that because I don't want some old ass guy, trying to, be a DJ. Anyway, but she came up, I want to hear a song, and she was pretty intoxicated. She wanted to hear it right now. And that's a while back, 20 years ago, but. She got pretty irritated that she had to wait, and she wanted to hear it next. And I'm like, oh my God, no, you gotta wait. And she's like, this went off on me. She went over to the bar and got a drink, tried to throw it on me while I was DJing. And my gear was like, $1,000 players and stuff. These were, the scratch players and everything. So I put my arm up and kind of blocked her arm because she came right up to the DJ booth. It's a packed house, And
some people are serious about it.
But the thing about it is like instant karma because she tried to throw it on me and it bounced off my hand and hit her and went all over her. Yeah. And that one drop fell on me. I had a little bit on my arm, but it's better than all my gear. And she was just, it bounced off my hand, right in her face. And I was like, instant karma. Yeah, and I didn't play her song. So.
And that's the thing is some people are like dead serious about singing their karaoke. I mean, there's a lot of diehards out there.
There's some people watching The Voice and like American Idol stuff, and they think that I'm a next star. And they're fun, and I like good singers on the show, but I like people that just want to have fun too. And they get a big group of people come and sing a song like Sweet Caroline or stuff, and it gets the whole bar involved instead of just look at me how awesome I am. I'm gonna be the next star. But
so it's not a singing contest. It's more like just have fun too.
Have fun, sing a fun song. Yeah, I mean, people come in and sing all slow stuff like feelings. At 9:30 on a Friday night, you're ready to get to a shot. Let's get hyped. It's a weekend, and they get feelings. It just takes everything down. You want it to be more like uplifting. Like let's go. I know this song. That's I heard this song in a while.
Yeah.
And so up here, I sing a lot of different variety because we're in Freeburg. There's a lot of farms around here. Right. I drop a couple country songs. I'm not a country guy at all. I like classic rock and country, but I sing rock and everything like this to get people involved. Get people engaged.
Yeah. And that's funny that you bring up like the American Idol thing or like what is it, America's Next Best Talent?
Yeah,
America's Got Talent,
all that stuff. Yeah.
That's kind of how I compare like karaoke. Like I'm not a karaoke guy, so I don't like really getting up there and singing, but I do enjoy karaoke for the people watching. Yeah. And I compare that to if you've ever watched American Idol. To me, the best time to watch it is like the first couple weeks of a new season.
Oh yeah.
When there's like people that think they can sing because people have told them that their whole lives, or that you up there, or that one person that you don't expect that just goes up there and blows it out of the water.
Yeah.
It's just so much fun to watch.
That's the best part about that show.
Yeah, my dad loves that show.
Part of it,
America's Got Talent, and like when there's kids, he'll cry, and like with all those sad stories. They always push the sad stories.
They push the sob stories up there,
My parents did. Rap.
So now, when you discovered karaoke in Japan, when did you come back to the States?
It was like a 6-month rotation. We were in the infantry, so we went overseas every once in a while just to kind of be, they call it forward deployed in case something happens over there.
Yeah.
When I did it twice. The second time I came back home, and I was married and there was overseas stuff. Just got out of the military and I got divorced at the same time. So all that kind of perfect storm kind of came around. I was actually out in the bars, kind of catting around, after I got divorced, and it all fell apart and it fell into place. And I started my own company about 2001. I had the other guy's company, but I struck out my own because I was like, man, I can really do something with this. Start expanding and getting more gear and hiring DJs, and we ended up being the biggest company in St. Louis by 2003. Okay. And we had about 40 shows a week, probably 16 DJs. We did 16 shows in one night on Thanksgiving Eve.
Whoa, that's huge.
We had to rent gear out for that. It just exploded. I mean, it was we had a bunch of good guys together with all wanting to do that kind of stuff. So
now, have you always been based around the St. Louis area, or
I moved to California?
Yeah, I was gonna say you lived out in California at one point, right?
I was in the Marines out in Camp Pendleton, so I went back to California in 2004. I got kind of burned out. We were doing all the radio shows and all the big clubs.
Where in California?
San Diego area.
San Diego.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
for DJing. Yeah. But we went down there, downtown. I live in Pacific Beach, and we did all the big clubs out there too. This band used to work with us.
I've seen them. They're awesome.
Saloon. They're amazing. They were middle school back then, but they changed to Steel Panther. Yeah. And I was a sound guy, and I did all the videos for them on the screen, announced them and stuff. And then we go up to LA and see them in Hollywood on Sunset Strip on a Monday night, VIP backstage, and we were hanging out with like Steve-O from Jackass and Dennis Rodman, they're all in there. Ron Jeremy, all the freaks of Hollywood were all in there. I'm serious, it was crazy.
That's amazing.
But yeah, so I had to see all that side of it too. But I wasn't really, I'm more of a fly on the wall. I wasn't. I was just the DJ from San Diego, but I got to get in there because I knew the band.
Yeah. So what's the karaoke industry like around here compared to like other places you work? Because I know in like some areas it's like I've heard that like the Northwest area, like especially Portland, I've heard that they call like Portland like the karaoke capital of the U.S. But how is it in comparison to here? I mean, karaoke is pretty big around here. Or?
It has an ebb and flow to it, but it's back on. It's coming back around pretty hard right now because the younger kids are coming out to the bar. I call them kids, 21-year-olds, the youngsters, young adults. They're coming out to the bars now and they're singing it. A lot of them are kind of shy because all that social media. They ain't got to get in front of nobody on a computer or a phone.
Right.
But some people get engaged in that. And you can watch them, man. They light up, man. That's what I want. I want the younger generation to come out and go, this is fun too. But you see a lot of that coming up right now, especially post-pandemic. Because before that, wasn't a lot of young kids singing karaoke. Now it's like, I need to live. The pandemic. Yeah.
But like even before that, there was like a little, like you said, it goes up and down. Like I remember being like popular and then kind of died off a little bit, and then it has a comeback.
Comes back, yeah.
It's the industry, man. It's just trends.
But the question, I'm sorry. The question was, in California, it was a little more proper. It wasn't like I had like a zanier show. My show's a little more freeform. I don't know what the hell's going to go on next. If I don't know what's going on next, nobody in the bar does. Because I try to make the same, cookie cutter show every night. It's something different. We got a wedding party come in. Right. Boom, we change gears and go to the wedding party, bachelorette party. Or you got to kind of be on your feet pretty quick. And if you get a big crowd come rolling in, jump on that grenade and go. Right. But out in California, it's more set piece, more kind of like proper. Like, next up is Jane. And they come up and sing. Next up is Jim. There's not a lot of talking going on in between.
So is that like the standard everywhere around California? There's always like the same vibe.
It was just San Diego. It was a little more serious. We did some downtown Gaslamp stuff. It was a little bit more zany, but a little more my speed. But even then, the people kind of confused by it. Like, what's going on over here? But I was trying to make it more of a party.
Yeah.
Like every once in a while we play a DJ song. Our break songs were all up tempo and kind of like would be a segue to the next singer instead of just being dead air. I mean, I've been to a show with no music at all. It's Jim. And then here's Jim, and there's no music and this is dead air. I'm like, what the heck's going on? You got to constantly be talking. Hey, bartenders. Hey, drink specials. It's all plugs and stuff.
You probably see that a lot.
Yeah. Have you? So I know they do like certain places will do karaoke competitions.
Oh yeah.
Where there's some big cash prizes that you can win for winning.
That's what I want to do here, man. We gotta talk about.
We were talking about doing that up here. I told them I wanted to do it upstairs and have it like sing to the big screen and have the whole bar be facing that way, watching the singer up on stage.
Because I feel like when you do those big competitions and you offer that cash prize, that brings out some good singers. Like all of a sudden, people start coming out of the woodwork.
We did 20 years ago. We did a whole lot of contests, and we would do them like weekly, and have like semifinals and then finals. And we had like the wheel of death. You had to spin a wheel and sing one of the songs about the wheel, and give you a chance to learn the wheel.
Oh no, I couldn't.
It was all different genres. It was all big songs like Sweet Caroline. And it wasn't like songs like what the hell is that? It was like every song on it was something you would know. But it was just fun because people would it would ramp it up. They'd bring their mom out and their aunts and uncles out. The only problem was there's only one winner, and there's like 6, 7, 8 losers that didn't win, not losers, but not non-winners. Right. And then they get mad, why didn't I win? Well, I sang good. Why didn't I win? And then you have that problem. The backlash of those contests is always people don't come back. So you might get that pump for that contest.
So how do you do that? Like, do you have to designate judges, or how does it get? You have to have specific judges for a specific event that their sole responsibility is judging.
If you do crowd participation, people are going to bring all their friends out for that one night, and then you're going to see them again. But
because you want to be in the crowd to make the decision. Because if you make the decision, they'll get on you. Then
they bring their friends out though. But I usually have 3 judges, 1 or 2, like maybe a celebrity judge, somebody. We used to get like radio guys come out and do it for us, and then maybe a manager, a bartender, try to be totally ambiguous about it and not be like biased in anything. That's the best way to do it, and have like the silent judges, and they come out at the end, and then they give their scores. But it's tough. You got to try to make everybody happy, which is always the goal in a bar. But in a contest, you can only make one person happy, and the people that came out to see him. So
we got to do that here. Hold on a second. Let me let the viewers know that when I say here, we're doing this at the Next Stop, and every Friday. He works here every Friday. We do karaoke every Friday. Next Stop, Freeburg, Illinois. Look it up. Sports bar. It's
good time. A nice bar too, man.
So we gotta do maybe a competition, man. That's a good idea. I mean, we can have first, second, and third place.
We should do it down to 5. We do like bar tabs for 4th and 5th place to try to make them happy, like $25, $50, and then top 3 would get the prize. And then we usually have like somebody donate, a sponsor donate, maybe a vacation package, like travel agency or something like that. We do number 1. Number 2 would be like a cash prize, and 3 would be something else. Maybe something along the lines.
Oh hell yeah!
awesome.
But again, we do it down to a science. The problem is that my biggest worry about doing contests is the backside of it. Especially with social
But do you think it draws more?
DJ suck,
Do you think it draws more people though, like a competition? Because I feel like it would.
They give a spike. I'm a long-term guy. I'm always trying to build it like this, and you get a spike from that, but then you might worry about the other. After the contest, you got to do another contest. And you go try to perpetuate that.
Well, so you got the experience, so you can kind of see a mile ahead of what's going to happen. That's pretty awesome.
I think it'd be fun because nobody's doing it right now at all right now. So again, it's good to try something when everybody else isn't doing it, because you don't want to lead the way, not kind of follow along the coattails and do what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. But it's been a while. I haven't done contests in this area since 2003. Yeah, so it's been
really. They're just not around like that anymore, huh?
I know so many singers right now. I want to piss anybody off. I'm your friend. I didn't judge. I'm just playing songs over here. So it's one of those kind of things. Yeah. It's a fun part of the thing, though. I mean, back in the day when American Idol came out, that was it. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Like 03, 02, that was the last time we did it, because it was pretty crazy. People got into it. Yeah.
So
I could see a big push of people wanting to do it right when that show came out.
Yeah.
Because I knew people that were on that show actually, and man, it's like you learn a lot about people. Like suddenly everybody knows how to sing.
Yeah, I even had Ethan from he was in Welcome Hungarians for a while. He was on the show from around here.
Yeah, Ethan Hall.
Yeah,
I know.
And
Ethan.
he came out and sang at our show. We used to do Big Daddy 618 in Belleville back in the days, way back in 14, 15. Right after he got on the show, he came out and sang all. We had 30, 40 singers that night, but they all stopped what they do and watched the guy from American Idol.
You'd be surprised people that can sing, like my dad, for example. He does construction and everything, but nobody would know.
Impressive.
He won a contest, a singing contest, won 10,000, took us all to Acapulco and everything. He actually went to music school, and that was his passion, But he does construction now. He's this real tough guy, But you wouldn't know that he sings really.
He tore
good.
it up here a couple weeks ago. He did a song.
It was pretty good.
Yeah,
that's his passion.
Yeah, he definitely had everybody's jaws on the floor.
That was awesome. Yeah, I was very proud. He told me I was down in Tijuana, so I did karaoke in Tijuana too. Not the show, but I went down and sang it, and I was like, that took me right back to Senor Frog. I was like, whoa, that was a time warp. That was awesome.
Man. So you think we're in an upswing right now for the industry? You think it's going to do better, or how do you feel about it right now, man?
Last year, again, when COVID kind of everything kind of pumped the brakes on the pandemic, and then you had that Delta come out, and you had that Omicron, Voltron, Optimus Prime one come out. I don't know me. I'm sorry, but I can't remember. But we did an 80s pub crawl downtown Belleville last June, and there was probably 600-700 people on just roaming down the streets like, yay, no more pandemic. And they're all dressed as 80s. This year we did it again. It was about maybe a third of that crowd. But that big pump we had for people going, we're out of the house.
They were excited to
feel it. It was palpable. You could actually feel it by. I mean, we're playing Journey in the whole. I mean, we had to shut the street down because we were dancing in the street literally. I'm like, damn, this is crazy. But that's kind of fun part about it. But I wish we had that one big pop. Everybody coming out from the pandemic. I felt that night, and I haven't felt it since. But I think the post-pandemic thing, everybody gets going again, and it is that way right now. But I think fall is going to be a big test. I think between now and January.
What would you say the high season for something like that is? Because I know like summer people are boating and stuff, and I have different type of spots. Like I have a Mexican restaurant, I have a sports bar, and it's so different because like during the summer you would think the bars are busier, and I talked to somebody from Hot Shots. He's like, no man, summer's kind of like a low season. I'm like, wow, that's weird. So, from what would you say would be the
my experience summertime for DJ shows? My weekdays get bigger because people are home. So there's no kids in school in the morning. They got to worry about the kids in the morning, get to the bus. They can go out and hang a little bit, get a sitter in the morning, or just sleep in a little bit. So my Tuesdays, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, during the week are bigger. But fall, when school's back in session, and then winter, you have Friday, Saturdays go because everybody's not camping, not going on boats, not going to the lake, not going float tripping, vacations. They're all back. They're in place. So you got them people on the weekend. So Friday, Saturday usually are popping. So that's the way. Yeah,
it depends in the area too. Because my cousins just visited from Mexico, and we're from the beach, and they said like it could be a Monday, and the nightclubs are like popping. It's like every day of the week there's something going on. There's the beach.
It was that way here 20 years ago. We did a show at Beach Street Bar. It's gone now, but it's legendary. You ever heard of Beach Street Bar in Belleville?
Beach Street, yeah.
I mean, they used to do a beach party out front, but we used to do a Monday night up there. We had 350 people through the door. That bar is about 1/8 the size of your bar.
You know what I've noticed?
You couldn't get into place.
Yeah, you know what I've noticed too, though, is like back then people knew like what the spot was for. Like, hey, we'll go here because we see the sports. Oh, you go to this spot, it's karaoke. You go to this spot if you want to see young young crowd. You know, this spot's for the honeys and everything. But right now, like I think everything's out of whack. Like me and him go out, it's like we can go in a bar like on a Wednesday, hump day, where you think it should be popping, and it's like it's dead as hell.
It's a
and then people leave
game.
because you don't want that energy. You want to go to a place where there's people. You want to get the vibe. So you go to a place that's dead. And I think right now, and this is one of the reasons for this podcast too, so we can get everybody involved. Everybody has something to say. You know, give the opinion, so we can get to that same mindset that we had before, to where, hey, you go to this spot for this, you go to here for that, you go to karaoke, you go to this place. You know, right now it's all out of whack, man.
During the week right now, it seems like people aren't going out as much. You can get 42,000 people in
but there's got to be a spot somewhere where it is spotted. You know,
well, tonight I'm at Corner Chilling Grill in downtown Belleville tonight, and there's no other show in downtown. Any bar, any half of them are closed. We got about 20, 30, 40 people, but for Tuesday, that ain't too bad for a bar, you know, in Belleville.
Right.
The problem is we're the only show in town, so we gotta get a captive audience. I mean, if they come out, they're coming out to that place because there's nothing going on.
Right.
But on a weekend, though, you have a lot more options, you know. But in the old days, you'd have a Monday, Tuesday, every night of the week you'd have somewhere to go to. 20 years ago. That's the difference between then and now.
I like some of the places that you do too, because so typically when you think of karaoke, you think doing it inside, but some of the places that you do, they actually have like an outside setup where you can be out on a patio.
Have you done karaoke outside?
Yeah, we do it on Sunday nights at the office, and that was right behind Main Street.
The office has a patio?
Yeah,
got a big back patio.
Yeah, they got like a big I guess you call it like a courtyard type patio or something.
Big courtyard's got a stage on it. They put bands back there. The inside of that place is tiny, and they got a pool table.
Yeah, I mean, I've been there. I just never realized that.
Cool bar, great people up there.
There is one time I went over there, and the bartender was awesome, and I even like the customers. Because I met a guy there, and we had a cool conversation, man. That's what I love about the industry too. Like me and you, man. Me and this guy, like we hung out after work, you know. And it's great, you know. It's the energy.
Good. That's good. Yeah.
That's what I like about the industry, man. Like I remember shout out to one of my friends. He's a vet too. And we stay here after we close, and we started getting drunk, you know. And he's got his political views, and I have mine. But by 3 a.m, we solved all the political issues, man. Like we resolved like the immigration, the immigration issue, the war issue. Like we got it all figured out. Like damn, you know? If everybody could just sit here and just talk, and we can figure shit out.
Yeah, it's one of the best times.
Yeah, and that's the industry, man. You go to a bar and the vibe, the energy, and I think that's what we need, man. Bring that shit together again, so we can, you know.
And so I've noticed that sometimes you'll take the microphone, sometimes to fill in a little time and go up there and sing, and you tend to go for you're like an alternative rock type. I feel like you do like a lot of the alternative stuff, which I love. Like you don't hear a lot of people doing some of the songs that you do, really.
Yeah. We do. I like a lot of music, but if I go to like where I was wanting to sing a lot, the '90s were like Green Day and Nirvana and Pearl Jam and Alice in Chains. I love singing those. That's what I was like my 20s. I'm old now, so I'm old and creaky. But 80s, 70s, 90s, but 90s as far as singing, I love singing the 90s music. I sing a little bit of 70s and 60s and 80s too, but heavy 90s though.
80s? Like what's your 80s? We're talking about 80s.
I do a lot of. I do some Devo every once in a while.
Some Flock of Seagulls.
Yeah, I do. I ran. My buddy and I used to do some Bee Gees in the 70s, but we do a lot of it's fun stuff like Thompson Twins, Hold Me Now. We just do some silly stuff to kind of get people involed. The damn band, I always cussing and stuff like at old school. I got some customers every once in a while make people laugh. This can be silly. Yeah. It's not like pre-planned. I kind of do if I've had a good time. Everybody's kind of vibing. I'll drop an F-bomb in a song because it's kind of funny. It's just this is the way it is.
So, the Dan band, are they the ones that are in
old school? Yeah,
old school,
wedding,
yeah.
Fucking
you
can cuss on here, right? Cuss away. But yeah, we do that once in a while. I got a hold me down, like fucking stay with me. It's just funny. Everybody's like, it's the exact same reaction you get from the old school wedding. It's pretty funny. So
you've been keeping busy lately. I mean, I know you're. What are you doing? 3 nights a week? I mean,
5 right now. Yeah.
Oh, you're doing 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got at least something going on every night, which is good. Now, do you just work by yourself for your business, or do you have other people working with you at all, or are you just kind of a one-man show right now?
The pandemic kind of killed off. I had a semi-company with some guys that did some shows alongside of me on the weekends, heavy weekends, because that's when people are out.
Yeah.
But I do most of the shows myself before the pandemic. After the pandemic, I laid myself off. Everybody's laid off because we didn't have any shows. We didn't have any. The bars were all closed, so we didn't have anything to do.
Yeah.
I kind of just put it on the back burner. But when it came back up, I just said I'm gonna keep it just me right now, and have a couple guys can fill in for me, and that's pretty much where we're at right now. I mean, it's exhausting because I'm not no spring chicken right now, but we're doing 5 a week right now. Plus a lot of weddings on Saturdays right now. A lot of weddings.
Yeah, we'll have your info if you want. We'll have your information on the show.
Yeah.
Anybody need a DJ or anything, hit him up.
Yeah. Tuesday,
put it out there for
Wednesday,
you.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, I'm off 2 days a week.
That's awesome.
And
What's
Thursdays
your
are kinda
favorite
limited.
type of gig? Like, do you like doing weddings, or you rather do karaoke, or
Weddings
special
are
event?
a lot more money, but they're a lot more work. And I'm not really a money guy. You gotta pay bills and make money, and take a kid to Disney World and stuff like I do. But I find if you do a good show and everybody has fun, that's gonna be there at the end. I ain't gotta worry about it.
Yeah, so you don't have like a favorite. Oh, I rather do weddings, or I rather do a bar, or I rather do this. Or do that.
At my age, I'm 50 right now. When I was 21, I wanted to be the biggest DJ in the biggest nightclub I get my hands on. Live on the radio, scratching, mixing, hot chicks falling off the rafters. But now I'm melting in my old age. I like the dive bars. I like going to like a dirty dive bar with like bras hanging from the fans and stuff, and all different genre of people. You guys are really crabby guys at the bar, people playing make it touch. But then you have all that vibe and you bring all that together and you just play every different genre you get your hands on, and you get everybody getting involved in a rolling format of music. That's my favorite. It's playing a little bit of everything instead of just
awesome.
all one song one night, all the same beat. I like changing it up and people sing, dance, have fun. You can mix it all together.
So let me step into the wedding side of things that you DJ. Now I feel like that would probably be a little bit more difficult. So now, because I know weddings, like you have to sit down with the couple and talk about what kind of music they want. And I'm sure they have songs that they want to hear and that they want you to play. But I've heard the biggest struggle with DJs when they go to weddings is people will have certain songs that they want to play, and you kind of have to backpedal them on that a little bit and just be like, it's not going to work. And I'm sure you got your songs that are kind of staples that get the crowd going. And
I'm sure they come up with a playlist too, right? Maybe sometimes.
I'm old school. I still do this way. I sit down and meet with them initially, and then they get to know who you are. Because if you come in blind, like, who's my DJ? I don't know. But if you meet them and talk to them, they get a little peace of mind. Go, okay, this guy knows what the hell he's doing. I have it as a form. I actually go over a formatting form. I give it to them. They can take it home for months, and they sit at the table and go over music. It has like genres on there. You circle genres you like, X out ones you don't like. I have all genres. And then you have like certain songs you want to hear and certain songs you don't want to hear. Like say I hate Miley Cyrus. You put it on no playlist. You ain't gonna hear Miley Cyrus at your wedding.
Yeah.
What's my ask for? I'm telling the bride and groom don't want to hear it tonight. And then they got married. When you get married, I'll play Miley Cyrus all damn night. But at that wedding, whatever they want. And again, all the requests at weddings, cha-cha slide, wobble, and all that kind of stuff, and conga lines and duck dances. Yeah. So people don't want to have like a kind of swanky, kind of like a clubby kind of wedding. They don't want all that stuff. Some people want to do conga lines to the kitchens. I've done that before. So I mean, we could kind of fine tune what they want. Sure. And I always tell them you can't do all the cuss word stuff early because grandma and grandpa are here, their kids running around. You can't play Cardi B WAP right in the middle of the day at dinner.
Well, that makes a good DJ when he come in and read the crowd, man. And I know a lot of DJs. We know
it's harder. It's harder.
I see guys. They do a good job, man. They read the crowd, and it's so easy. Sometimes it comes natural. You do that too. I've seen you do that. Like,
try.
There's nights that you have different type of music, but you read the crowd so good, and you're like on everybody's. You can see somebody's face. I feel like you see, oh, he's not liking this. And he fucks with you, and he fucks with you. Like, hey, how can I do this? Oh man, that's I think that's what makes a good DJ. They can come in anywhere, be a wedding or maybe a prom, whatever, and read the crowd, and this is what we do.
It's harder these days though, because in the old days you could look at the age demographic and play to that age demographic. Now you have young kids wanting to hear old stuff, and 40-year-old women wanting to hear the new stuff because my daughter listens to this, and they want to stay relevant. I'm so young. No, I got some Madonna for you. You'll love that. Yeah, but no, bitch, you're old. It's hard to be for the 21-year-olds. Yeah, but this is the way it is. It's hard to look at that crowd and play what they want. What they
right,
like,
man. And just the way the music is going, because it's just so opposite. Like you got like the mumble rap and everything. It's like so weird to like. So much difference there, like from what the classic to like a mumble rap now. Right. It's like, fuck, how do you get everybody happy? You can't.
In my experience, again, I love music. I love all music, most music. I mean, I was in '89. We went to the old Checker Dome, the old Blues Stadium, the arena, and we saw it as a hip hop show. It was LL Cool J, NWA before they broke up, Big Daddy Kane, all kind of people, Slick Rick. But we went there, and I remember just how different it is now. There was like 17,000 people in there. There was like 3 white people, and I was one of the 2 white people there. Like, what the hell? But everybody was cool as hell. Like, man, like this was before it got really, really big, Yeah. And then when hip hop got big, I was like, wow, this is awesome because we liked this stuff back before it was cool to like it, Yeah. But now it seems like it's not as creative as it was back then. I think they need to get back to like the party music, and it's really down tempo now. I think the pandemic didn't help that at all. People are sitting at home playing Xbox, smoking a doobie, and this is what they want to hear because it's but going in the bar at midnight, you want the
you want the wall shake.
You want the hood your mama, that kind of stuff. But it's about BPM more than anything else. A little bit of content of lyrics. I think they could get it back, but I think the music industry as a whole needs to really ramp it up.
Have you ever done karaoke at a wedding?
Yeah.
That's not very popular.
It's hit and miss.
Yeah.
One of them pre-scheduled all the songs, so that was basically just them singing, and like they didn't like about sing because they went like Grandpa Jim at the bar all night going, yeah, you know, at their wedding and ruining their wedding. Yeah. I had one that was like that though. It ended up being hilarious because everybody, like big groups of people came up and sang, you know.
Okay.
So it's really testy. I don't suggest it, but we've done a couple of them. Out of 1,000 weddings, we've done 2 karaoke weddings. So.
Yeah. Well, hell, man, I appreciate you coming on here and talking to us.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing this, man. Thanks for your time. Let the people know where they can find you, any gigs you want to promote, or your Facebook.
Yeah, right now, weekly, we do Tuesdays at Corner Chill and Grill. It's tonight. And then Wednesdays, we're out in Troy at Sunset Inn again. We got Fridays right here and Freeburg next up. Saturday this week, we're at Copper Fire for the Trash Bash. And then every Sunday out in the patio, beautiful patio. Not beautiful patio, but it's nice. It's a dive bar. But it's at the office at 8 p.m. You can find me. I'm not doing a whole bunch of social media right now. I'm pretty busy. It's this Facebook.com/DJ Schwen, DJ SCHWEN. And phone number 618-604-1575. Call me up.
Perfect. Yeah, and guys, don't forget to follow us on all of our social medias as well. Make sure you like, comment,
subscribe.
Yep.
Hey, we can't close it out without doing a shot.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Sounds like a great idea. Salute.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, man, thanks for coming. I'm glad you got in here to do this with us. We really appreciate it. And guys, remember, don't be late for your next shift.